Oh my God, is veganism a biblical psyop? This is going to melt your brain. In Timothy, it states that in the latter times, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. One of this is commanding to abstain from meats, which God hath created to be received with thanksgiving, with gratefulness of them which believe and know the truth. For every creature of God is good, and nothing to be refused if it was received with gratitude. In this, Paul is concerned with people who preach asceticism. This is a rejection of the world to become more spiritual. I truly believe it's a massive psyop. You see, you and me, we're in our bodies because we're meant to be here. You can be in the earth, but not of.
So the Bible makes a distinction between meat and flesh. So flesh is like flesh, right? The flesh of a physical body of a creature. Meat is more correlated to food. And for those of you that like sources, I'm going to go to a website and we're going to use that as our source. Okay, so I am at KingJamesBibleDictionary.com. This, I think most people are aware of the King James Bible. Most people will not object to it, so this is the site that we're using. So, according to Smith's Bible Dictionary, it does not appear that the word meat is used in any one instance. The latter is denoted uniformly by flesh. The word meat, when our English version was made, meant food in general, not flesh. Or if any particular kind was designated, it referred to meal, flour, or grain. The only real and inconvenient ambiguity caused by the change which has taken place in the meaning of the word is in the case of meat offering. Okay, I found this other source here. I'm going to go back so you can see where I found it. Christian Apologetics and Research something or another. And there's an article here written, and it's really talking about changing the use of words. So the thing you have to know is that the source of the Bible comes from like these ancient tablets, and then they're translated and interpreted and then put it into other languages. And then those languages are read and translated and interpreted into other languages. So there can be a lot of misunderstanding of the meanings of words over the years as things are translated and as society and culture changes. So, as it says here, the word meat occurs some 281 times in the King James Version, only 48 times in the New King James Version, and 45 times in the Modern English Version. Like, why are there so many changes, right? Like, obviously there is some discrepancy in the meaning of the word. So if we look at the quote, I believe I read this on that other site, but it says, "And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat." Meaning that the seed and the fruit of the trees, which also have seeds, will be meat. And it says, "To every beast of the earth, and every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat." And it was so. And when any will offer a meat offering unto the Lord, his offering shall be of fine flour, and he shall pour oil upon it and put frankincense thereon. So the meat being offered to the Lord, to God, is flour, oil, and frankincense. Says, "And when all of the people came to cause David to eat meat while it was yet day, David sware, saying, So do God to me, and more also, if I taste bread or aught else till the sun be down." So, and they elaborate on this. They say, reading this today, it sounds like the people came to David to urge him to have a hearty meal of meat. And David responds something like, "Meat, I'm not even going to eat bread until the sun goes down, much less meat." And it says that's not what the author wrote, and it's not what the translators meant for you to understand. The people didn't come to urge David to eat steak or lamb chops. They simply urged him to eat food. They came to David and basically said, "You should really eat something." And David tells them that he won't eat anything until sunset. It's that simple. Meat in the modern sense is not mentioned. The modern misreading of these words may be a bit more dramatic, but it is not accurate. And there's so many other examples here of the word meat being used and translating it back to the root to communicate what was actually being understood, what was actually being communicated, what the actual situation was. And really, meat isn't the best word now because we have a different meaning for meat. But back then, meat meant something different. Meat just meant food. And meat typically meant grains, vegetables, like well, mostly grains, like corn, wheat, things like that, fruit. So yeah, I just wanted to offer these alternative perspectives, which I feel are a bit more legitimate than just looking at the plain word. So, it's really important not to just take things at face value when people say them. Even me, question me, do your own research. But it's really important when people are, quoting something or saying something to try to justify their own point. It's important that you then take a step back and do your own research about that, especially if it doesn't resonate. It's really important for you to do your own research so that you understand for yourself what that information actually means to you, and not just co-opting or adapting or taking on someone else's beliefs, someone else's worldview, someone else's conditioning.